KD just got traded to the Houston Rockets. Oh my goodness. I guess we were expecting this, right? Nobody was shocking. This wasn't like shocking news hearing this. It just mattered of what team would have traded for Kevin Durant. The Phoenix Suns are trading two-time NBA Finals MVP Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 overall pick in the 2025 draft, and 5 second-round picks. Woo! That is... You know what? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this trade. Now, obviously, KD's still an amazing player. He averaged, 26 points a game last year, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on over 50% shooting from the field. He's an exceptional player, even at his age, which I think he's 36 now. He will be 37 by the start of the NBA season. He's a good player, but I don't know. For me, at least, when I look at the Rockets team, I don't think that they are one piece or one move away from winning a championship. I don't think that, right? And with this Kevin Durant trade, they're basically telling themselves, we are a Kevin Durant away from winning an NBA championship. I don't know, man. It's tough because Kevin Durant is a very good player. They gave up Jalen Green, who is a good young talent. Has a lot of potential, and in the playoff series against the Warriors, just really couldn't find his footing. Kind of looked out of place a little bit, and I guess they were okay with moving on from him for some reason, I guess, right? And then you give away Dylan Brooks, who I believe was a really good player for them. The 10th overall pick, which could be valuable depending on who they pick. That is for the Phoenix Suns. And then 5 second-round picks. So Phoenix doesn't really give up... Oh, excuse me. Houston, they don't really give up that much in terms of value for Kevin Durant. 5 second-round picks? I mean, did you really need to put 5 second-round picks? I don't know. Maybe you could have skirted off with 3 and been cool, but they made it 5, I guess. And the Phoenix Suns were comfortable taking Jalen Green back in the deal. Who wins this trade? For me, I think I'd have to go Rockets because they got the best player and they got a guy who they believe can bring them to a Western Conference Finals and potentially an NBA Finals with Alfred Şengün, Amen Thompson. You got Jabari Smith. You got Reed Shepherd. You got Tari Eason. You got Steven Adams there. You got Fred VanVleet. Like, the team is not bad, right? So you got these guys who are able to get it done in the postseason and who are young talent enough to where they're still developing in their stages of becoming a reliable piece. So for the future, they're good, but also for the now, they're really good now. For Phoenix... What do you do with Devin Booker now, right? You got 3 shooting guards. One of them has to play point, which Devin Booker, he doesn't want to be a point guard. At least for me, I don't want him to be a point guard, in my opinion. Jalen Green, he kind of doesn't fit there. I mean, the Bradley Beal contract is awful, so you kind of just have to rock it out with him. But if I'm Phoenix, I'm thinking, what am I doing with Devin Booker now, right? For me, this is a cascading move to think Devin Booker's on the move. Or they're exploring options to get Devin Booker out of there. Or maybe by midseason, he will be gone, right? Just to see how the fit works and to see what the value is for Devin Booker in a new system that other teams may like. And for me, Phoenix, yeah, they got the 10th overall pick and Dylan Brooks. They're still going to be trash. Like, there's nothing... Like, the Rockets made this trade knowing that Phoenix would be awful next year still. So this is a win for the Houston Rockets all the way. They got the best player, gave up 5 second-round picks and only 1 first-round pick. They win this trade. All right, so we're looking at the contracts here. And, I'm looking at this Fred VanVleet, right? We got $44 million, right? He's going to be here for 2025, 2026 after 1 year. You don't have Steven Adams. He's a free agent. Right, you get off the books Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. You have Reed Shepherd for 3 more years after this. You have Jabari Smith for another year. You have Amen Thompson for another 2. Jeff Green's a free agent. Jock Landale, sure. Jayshawn Tate is a free agent. Alfred Schengen's going to be here for the foreseeable future. He's going to be here for the next 5 years, guaranteed. You got Aaron Holiday, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Jathan Williams, sure. I guess, when we're looking at the total salary, $190 million, not adding in Kevin Durant here, this is before. For me, when I'm looking at this roster, Kevin Durant's going to be the oldest guy, pretty much, if they don't bring back Jeff Green. I just have I just think that the Houston Rockets, they need to get another two pieces, right? I think they need, for me, a true number two in there at the shooting guard position to be able to balance off of Kevin Durant. And you can have Reed Shepherd playing the point. And you can have Amen Thompson kind of being that very versatile forward that they like so much, right? Like, looking at the roster and looking at who's potentially going to be starting, you got Fred VanVleet, right? You don't have Jalen Green anymore, so who's going to be the two? Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, and Alfred Schengen. A good lineup, solid lineup, don't get me wrong, but I just think that they need more, because then the bench will be what? Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Aaron Holiday. Who knows if they bring back Jayshawn Tate, Reed Shepherd, and who else am I missing? That's pretty much the bench. That bench is horrible, right? That's not a good bench. Do they bring back Steven Adams on a 1-year deal, right, to kind of bolster up that defense on the bench? Because Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, and Aaron Holiday coming off your bench, and Reed Shepherd, that doesn't excite me when the second unit comes in, right? So just me looking at this team, I still think they need to make a couple extra moves to potentially get a more full solid roster for me to be comfortable with saying this team is going to win the West. But just the addition to Kevin Durant alone, this team is already set up for success to win the Western Conference. Do I think they can? They can, but will they? I don't believe so. I do think that this team is, for me at least, a 5 seed at maybe the highest, maybe a 4 seed or 3 seed at the highest. I know they were the 2 seed and they played really well. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that they might regress a little bit. For some odd reason, right? I feel like that team last year, with the pieces that they had, they played extraordinary. But if they don't get the correct pieces to fill out that bench and to really solidify that bench with solid veteran production, I don't know what else, like how high what their ceiling is, right, as a team. I think their ceiling could be 3rd seed. I think the lowest they could be maybe an 8th seed, right? They could maybe take a step back, right? They can maybe be the 7th seed, right? Be in the play-in, right? Which is what they don't want. This move was because they feel like Kevin Durant is going to take them over the hump and push them out of the first round, push them past the second round, and potentially in a conference finals, NBA finals type situation. So if I'm the Houston Rockets, I really got to bunker down on getting solid veteran production off the bench, because this team's young, right? Without Jeff Green and without Steven Adams, this team is ridiculously young, right? Fred VanVleet's the second oldest player. I'm looking at it right now, right? Kevin Durant's going to be the oldest guy. Can he lead this team to success without those veteran pieces? I don't know. I haven't seen it done. And Kevin Durant, he had to be on Golden State to help win those championships. And he had the Brooklyn teams with James Harden and Kyrie. But they also had solid veteran pieces off the bench to kind of subsidize that workload just a touch. Man, this is going to be a very interesting year for the Houston Rockets, because I do believe that they are a very talented team, but looking at the roster and looking at, potential moves that they may or may not make, it's hard to give a clear-cut answer on whether or not they're going to be a top seed in the Western Conference. And I'm not confident in putting them truly in one of the top 3 in the Western Conference right now. I'm not confident yet. I need to see how they play. I need to see the moves that they make in the offseason. And I need to see Jabari Smith take a huge step. I need to see Cam Whitmore take a huge step, right? You're going to pay $6.5 million, you got to start producing it just a little bit, right? Amon Thompson's already good. I need to see another leap that he can make, develop a jump shot, right? Pair it with that great defense. Reed Shepard, is he ever going to play? I don't know. And Fred VanVleet doing what Fred VanVleet does, being a good player. Dylan Brooks, it's tough. Would I have tried to give up somebody else? Maybe. But giving up Dylan Brooks, he's age 29. He's under contract for 2 more years. It's not that bad. But, man, it's going to be very interesting to see where the Houston Rockets go and whether or not they are going to be a viable player in, the Western Conference. So, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Let me know down below what you guys think of this trade. Let me know if you think the conversation was fair. If whoever won the trade, let me know what you guys think about the potential lineup that the Houston Rockets are going to run and what the Suns are going to do reactionary to this trade, right? What are they going to do with Devin Booker? What are they going to do with Bradley Beal? What are they going to do with their entire roster? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.